Hello and welcome to the introductory video for a Master's in Higher Education Administration at St. Cloud State University. In the next several minutes, we'll tell you all you need to know about how to become a part of this program.
Do you want to work on a college campus? Or maybe you were very involved during your undergraduate and you want to make a career out of it. Or perhaps you are already a college administrator, but you're looking for that degree that will allow you to move up the pipeline.
If that's the case, then this program's right for you. Follow us inside as we tell you a little bit more about the program.
The admission requirements for the Higher Education Administration program were to submit your undergraduate transcripts along with letters of recommendation, along with a letter of interest in why you'd want to be pursuing a career in higher education, and also successful completion and scores on the GRE.
The Higher Education Administration program is designed to fit the schedule of working professionals, as well as graduate students holding a graduate assistantship. Classes are held every other weekend, Fridays from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m., and Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Now, each course is taught over 3 weekend sessions, and students take one course at a time, which means that any given fall semester, you'll be taking one course in September, one course in October, and one course in November. That makes it easier to focus in one subject at a time and make the most out of it.
I really believe that having the cohort and having that camaraderie that happens because you are in class all the time together, because you are weekend after weekend after weekend, you're in the same class with the same people, you really have that relationships that get built, and everyone starts cheering for everybody. Everybody starts helping each other out with their specific topics, helping each other out with specific homework. I just think that it's a fantastic way to do class because you do get those relationships built from there.
For me, coming back after being out of the workforce for a couple of years, I really didn't have those networks and those contacts, and both the cohort and also the delivery method allowed a lot of time for me to really get to know some people in the field, to informally be updated on what was going on in my field, and just to make some great friends.
I like the weekend model. It's a little bit intense at times just because you have everything kind of bunched together on that Friday and Saturday, and then you've got the 2 weeks in between to get things ready, but it's nice that you focus on one subject at a time.
The cohort is made up of so many different students. You have people who are already working in higher ed, you have fresh undergraduate students who just completed their bachelor's and they're in the program. So you get different variety of input in the classes, which I think is great. Just that different perspective.
The Higher Education Administration program prepares current educational leaders in higher education and administrators. We prepare students who are already professionals in the field, providing opportunities to enhance their knowledge, their skills and experiences to be able to fulfill professional careers in the field of higher education.
One of the really wonderful aspects of our program is we've just instituted a education abroad component to our program, and Dr. Silvestre and I will be taking a group of graduate students, both master's and doctoral students in higher education, to Italy this coming summer, and we hope to do that every summer. Another aspect of our program that I think, as I look at other graduate programs, that's very unique is just the diversity within our student. And Dr. Silvestre and I have worked very hard to recruit and bring students into our classrooms who are diverse, who bring in diverse perspectives in terms of race and national origin and sexual orientation. And it really gives a lot of depth and richness to our conversations in our classrooms.
I think the length of the program is good. It's not too long. I mean, you can spread it out if you go part-time. You can get finished in 4 semesters if you work hard and keep up with the program.
And then the program having it in 2 years really makes it where you're getting in, you're getting the classes, and you're really moving on from there. And starting with the different classes with the higher education, the introduction to higher education administration, and then building on those classes, the leadership, then the research, and then building on more research, it's extremely helpful to have that building upon.
The content of the courses is great because it provided a 360-degree view for all for the entire program. We had, getting from the law perspective to the finance perspective to human resources to introduction to leadership theory and methods and styles. It really gave us a full-on view of what to expect in higher education once we graduated with a degree.
The Higher Education Administration program will give you an overall view of what it's like to work on a college campus. And in the end, you'll gain the knowledge and experience necessary to move from one division to another or up the pipeline in the same department.
My practicum experience was absolutely fantastic. I had the opportunity to work with our sport facilities department. It's 100 hours practicum, which seems like a lot, but when you actually start to go ahead and do it, it really is not that much time.
My practicum experience was on parent programs, and I was fortunate enough to connect with Diane Schellinger here on campus, who was doing a sabbatical with parent programs at the same time. And I'm excited to say that some of the ideas we found during that practicum I'm currently using and has been used to enrich the parent program here at St. Cloud State.
The best thing about my practicum was that I was able to network with so many other professionals at the College of St. Benedict and St. John's University, which has served me so well, not only for completing my practicum, but as I continued on with my career here. I just had the opportunity to network with so many individuals that I now know. Some have become my friends, others I work with on a daily basis. So it really was a wonderful part of the experience.
Certainly, as the Vice President for Student Life and Development, I'm fortunate to have a number of the staff members in my area that are part of the Higher Education Master's Program. And one thing that I have found to be certainly true is that as students take courses in the program, they begin to look at their work differently. They engage in their work differently. They ask different types of questions.
The Master's Program, I think, is if it's not a required, it's certainly a preferred qualification for the entry-level positions, and definitely to move up through the ranks into middle positions and upper positions, you're going to need that master's.
I was able to move into a different position because I am, actively pursuing my master's program. I think that definitely helped to get me into the position I am today.
I had planned to stay on as a graduate assistant for 2 years while I completed the program. However, after 1 year of the program, I was already offered a position in higher education. Without the master's degree, I don't think I would have been offered the job. I think that it really set me apart from other candidates for the position. And I have found since then, I've taken on 2 other roles on the campuses that I would not have been offered without a master's degree.
The Higher Education Administration faculty is committed to providing you with all the resources you need to become a better administrator. State-of-the-art facilities and classrooms are available for you to make the most out of your graduate experience. Additionally, you will have access to a CSU library, the Chronicle of Higher Education, professional journals, workshops, and all sorts of resources that will enhance your learning experience. Professors in the program are experts in their field. They are passionate about what they are teaching, and they are committed to fostering a diverse classroom environment.
My doctorate is in Educational Policy and Administration from the University of Minnesota, and my emphases were higher education and leadership. My research interests are varied. Women in leadership, of course, I'm very interested in. Dr. Silvestre and I just completed a 2-year study on female faculty members, and that's really brought us into a whole new area in terms of female faculty members who move into administrative positions. Moral development, early in my career, I was looking at Carol Gilligan's work on moral development. And so very varied, but focused. The thread, I guess, would be women and females in the academy.
I received a doctorate degree from the Administrative and Policy Studies in Education program from the University of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I've been a history teacher in K-12, but really my passion has been always higher education. My research is very, I would say, almost eclectic, because my original research is in the area of faculty and the role that faculty plays in implementation of higher education reform policies. But I've been working in a research project led by Dr. Christine Imbra on female faculty within the Minsky system. And most recently, I've also branched into the study of experiences of Latinas in higher education, in particular in graduate studies, and really, because it's my interest and my passion, and I define myself as a Latina too, I'm very invested in studying the experiences of this particular group of students, and also being committed to enhancing the opportunities, the educational opportunities for this group.
Well, I'm just really impressed with the faculty in the program. I know a number of them, and I'm just impressed with their dedication and their passion for students. I have worked at several different universities, and their faculty in this program really care about the students and are very passionate about their success.
Higher education administration students undergo a culminating experience in order to graduate. This program offers several alternatives to fulfill the interests of every student.
My thesis writing partner and I, who's a member of my cohort, we said, is it the process of writing a thesis, or is it the final product that our instructors and professors are really interested in? And I think it's both. It was a challenging experience to see something go from a first initial idea to seeing the culmination of it and feel like the expert in that area through the final defense process.
Doing a project, an on-site advising program that I'm going to work collectively with the advising center on campus to be able to deliver advising and registration on-site at the local community colleges.
Well, eFolio was a complete online web interface that allowed me to show the 14 different competencies that I had with 2 artifacts from each competency, as well as write a paper on my theory of leadership and how I support that and how I use that in my daily practice. I also was able to use it when I went on for interviews for different positions.
No matter what culminating experience you choose, or what your career goals or areas of interest are, the Higher Education Administration program at St. Cloud State University will provide you with a safe and enriching environment where you'll be able to explore them all. There is no doubt that becoming a Higher Education Administration graduate student at SCSU will be a life-changing experience that you won't regret.
So, you know, when I was trying to decide, I wanted to go on for more graduate work, and I just didn't know what I wanted to do, and I thought, and finally somebody said to me, you know, do you even know that there is a program in higher education administration? Well, I had no idea, and I just didn't have a concept that this was even an area that you could study. And once I was told about it and I looked into it, I was like, wow, that's exactly what I want to know about it, just exactly. So for me, it was the right fit, and I think for many people, it's the right fit too.
And certainly as you look at the population of professionals that work in higher education, there is going to be a time when there are going to be many people looking to retire. And so we need to build colleagues and professionals who can certainly take over positions as people begin to retire, especially the baby boom. So that's another reason for the value of this program.
This program has changed my life in more ways than I could have ever thought possible. First of all, I was sitting as an interim dean at the college and knew that I needed to complete this master's in order to be a viable applicant for this dean's position. I think that I learned that I could handle 10 times more work than I ever thought I could handle.
I've used every single one of my courses in the short time that I've been both a graduate assistant and a professional in this field. I've looked back over my notes, I've reviewed my texts, and they've all been helpful.
I think for anyone contemplating a master's degree in higher education, I would encourage people to take the leap. For me, I know I was very nervous at first. I didn't have any experience in the field, but I knew that's where I wanted to land when I was finished. And it was just the perfect fit for me. I was able to gain professional experience through my graduate assistantship. I was able to gain the skills and the knowledge that I needed through the coursework and from my peers, who who still serve as a support system for me in higher education. I know that I have made lasting connections in the world of higher education through completing my master's degree in higher education at St. Cloud State University.